This is the time we need to change Ghana for a brighter, better future.
When the newly elected president, John Agyekum Kufuor, nominated Dr. Papakwesi Nduom to occupy the portfolio of Minister of Economic Planning and Regional Cooperation in January 2001, he was the managing partner of Deloitte & Touche West Africa Consulting and chairman of the board of directors of Deloitte & Touche Africa Region.
Afi Akukwanoko, Afi CPP all the way. Where can happiness?
Dr. Nduom's party, the CPP, agreed to a written alliance with the NPP in the second round of the 2000 election. As a result, the CPP Central Committee approved for Dr. Nduom to serve in the NPP administration, together with Professor Hagan, Kwesi Ama, member, Council of State, Adiza Mukaila, member, Council of State, Kojo Ama, DCE, and Freddie Blay, Deputy Speaker of Parliament.
Afi CPP all the way. Where can happiness?
It is interesting to note that the vetting of Dr. Nduom by Parliament became a national affair that took weeks to complete. Many Ghanaians came to know and admire Dr. Nduom when he went through the vetting process successfully.
Were you investigated for any offense or tax evasion, or what was it that you were investigated about, and what were the findings?
My understanding is that in your new appointment with Deloitte & Touche, you would be earning close to $20,000. If that is true, how comfortable are you with letting that job go for a ministerial job that will pay you less than $300?
Dr. Nduom, have you ever held any other citizenship apart from Ghanaian?
In government, Dr. Nduom worked with a sense of urgency and gained the reputation as Mr. Fix-It, the one who time and time again was called upon to solve problems. From 2001 to 2007, Dr. Nduom served in a number of positions in government. They included Minister of Economic Planning and Regional Cooperation, Minister of Energy, Chairman, National Development Planning Commission, Member, Finance and Economic Committee of Cabinet, Chairman, Infrastructure Committee of Cabinet, and Minister, Public Sector Reform. The Ministry of Economic Planning and Regional Cooperation from February 2001 to April 2003 was a highly productive and successful one. The ministry popularized national and particularly government action on poverty through the Ghana Poverty Reduction Strategy (GPRS). For the business community, the ministry offered the hope that an integrated West Africa will lead to expansion of market and profits. The ideas generated by the new ministry over a relatively short period of time achieved considerable results. They included the following: National Economic Dialogue, Ghana Poverty Reduction Strategy, and Emergency Social Relief Fund. The National Identification System (NIS) was promoted by Dr. Nduom as one of the priority projects resulting from the 2001 National Economic Dialogue. The NIS is a foundation-building national project that will make it possible for Ghana to leave behind the cash-based economy, facilitate the expansion of credit in the system, and bring about discipline in the issuance of identity cards for social security, passports, development of credible credit information databases, and national criminal information systems. Another program, the Long-Term Savings Program, which is linked to retirement, is one of Dr. Nduom's favorite crusades. It is through this project that the new pension law came into being. Today, Ghanaians can save additional tax-free money to secure a better future in their retirement years and generate hundreds of millions of cedis in long-term capital for the economy and the private sector. It was Dr. Nduom who stood up on the floor of the meeting of African Ministers of Economic Planning and Finance in Johannesburg, South Africa, to volunteer Ghana to become the first country to be reviewed by its peers under the African Peer Review Mechanism. This singular act propelled Ghana into a higher rank of African nations and continues to bring many benefits to the country. Dr. Nduom led the Ministry of Energy to carefully craft the vision to overcome challenges to supply the domestic demand. It is important to note that during his tenure, he worked well with the Electricity Corporation of Ghana to prevent load shedding and blackouts in Ghana. It proves that with the right kind of leadership, we can overcome what seem like routine unsolvable problems. The rural electrification program was continued with renewed vigor to bring electricity to many communities. Dr. Nduom also implemented solar power for education that brought electricity to many rural schools. Dr. Nduom signed the MOU with Chinese officials, leading to preliminary discussions on the Bui Dam project.
CPP all the way.
It was Dr. Nduom who chaired the West African Gas Pipeline Project Council of Ministers to execute the project and financial documents associated with the project, leading to the ceremonial groundbreaking for the project to commence in November 2004 at Abuaze in the Western region. The ministry under Dr. Nduom promoted cooperation between Ghana and the Equatorial Guinea and led delegations to negotiate the supply of crude oil from Equatorial Guinea in exchange for petroleum products refined in Ghana at prices favorable to both countries. Over the period, the Ministry of Energy completed the review of petroleum exploration, licensing, legal and physical framework to enhance the competitiveness of Ghana's hydrocarbon exploration efforts. Indeed, it is instructive to note that it was during Dr. Nduom's tenure as Energy Minister that the exploration agreement with Cosmos Energy was signed. Dr. Nduom personally visited Equatorial Guinea to confirm the claims of Cosmos Energy. To ensure a result orientation at the Public Sector Reform Ministry, stakeholders were engaged on several different occasions to help develop a work program and determine priorities for reform. Consequently, a comprehensive public sector reform work program was launched in March 2006. The ministry instituted an annual Public Services Week to highlight the roles, responsibilities and mandate of the public sector services, and to put clearly in the public's view the conditions under which public servants work. The aim was to promote public-private partnership to enhance our development prospects. Through Dr. Nduom's efforts, a new comprehensive pay structure has been put into place called the Single Spine Salary Structure to provide a foundation for pay reform. The ministry's efforts in collaboration with others resulted in the passing of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission Bill by Parliament to give legal backing to the body that will maintain the new salary structure and be responsible for negotiations between government and its workers. As a result of the technical and managerial leadership that Dr. Nduom provided to the Ghana MCA project team, the compact was signed on August 1st at an impressive ceremony at the State Department in Washington, D.C. and is worth $547 million.
I especially want to recognize the dedication of the Ghanaian transaction team led by Minister Nduom and MCC's team led by Jonathan Bloom and Maureen Harrington, who have worked so hard to develop an ambitious program that will benefit over 1 million Ghanaians.
As chairman of the MEDA board, Dr. Nduom's role was to ensure that goals and objectives of the Ghana MCA program were met. This he did with enthusiasm, diligence, and a sense of urgency.
We want to have decent healthcare facilities, good drinking water, electricity, a good road, all of those things that we are all looking for in Accra and Kumasi and Takoradi and elsewhere. And it's a beginning for demonstration effect. We want to show results, good positive results that can then be replicated elsewhere.
Dr. Nduom broke new grounds once again by initiating and hosting the first meeting of MCA-eligible countries in Africa in Accra on June 11, 2007 to promote country ownership and accountability. This he did to promote the idea that African countries will not gain much from the MCA initiative if they do not take control over the programs through their own transparent and diligent technical expertise and management.
We have gathered here because we want African countries to participate in the MCA initiative in an effective way that will allow them to implement their programs efficiently, in a timely manner, to accelerate poverty reduction. We want African countries to continue to remain eligible to access MCA funds and to make sure that the countries gain full ownership, management, and responsibility for design and implementation of compacts.
Dr. Nduom mooted the idea of second compact for well-performing participating countries, and it is gratifying that today Ghana is preparing to submit proposals for a second compact. Dr. Nduom loves inclusiveness. It is that which leads him to believe that a lot can be accomplished if we do not care who takes credit. Ghana needs inclusiveness in all aspects of society, not just in politics and government, so that the best can do what needs to be done. We need activist leadership that works with a sense of urgency to solve our multiple problems.
CPP, yeah, we are this Ghana betu.